Hi, I'm Mauro Bonatti. I'm here to present recycling inkjet and laser cartridges. We're going to be mentioning companies by name here. There's no intention to bash those companies. They are leaders on what they do, and we owe a lot of technology that exists today to them. There are some disturbing facts that we're going to be commenting here. For instance, 700 million printer cartridges are dumped in landfills every year. From those, 300 million just in North America. This is growing at an alarming rate of 12% per year. From the cartridges that are manufactured today, 70% of those cartridges are thrown out. This is equivalent to the weight of 94,000 Ford Explorers or 157,000 Volkswagen Beetles. Worst of all, this plastic contained in this cartridge takes 400 years to decompose, and some components of the plastic can take up to 1,000 years. Well, what does cartridge recycling saves? It saves 3.5 quarters of oil for each reused toner cartridge. It saves 2.5 ounces of oil for each reused inkjet cartridge. And better yet, it saves over a pound of plastics from the waste stream. So, how can we help on this process? We can help by recycling cartridges, the inkjet cartridges. How can we recycle those? We can refill them, or we can remanufacture them. We can help by recycling toners. The laser toners can be remanufactured. And also, we should be using these cartridges towards their end of life. Another way of helping is by buying the right equipment. We're going to see at the end of this presentation what the type of right cartridge should be, and that determines what type of equipment actually you should be buying. This industry is an industry that is 34 billion in size. This is 2007 data. From those 34 billions, 280 million are toners. Only 20% of toners are remanufactured. And 1.1 billion are inkjet cartridges. It's a very large number. And from those, only 90% are remanufactured. So this is where the best opportunity for recycling within this industry exists, within the inkjet cartridges. Now, the original equipment manufacturers, they want to protect their market share. How do they do that? Well, first of all, they want your empties. They want you to send your empties to them. When you send the empties to them, they get these empties out of the market, so those cartridges cannot be remanufactured or refilled. What do they do with these empties? Well, some manufacturers actually have some valid programs. They actually convert the plastics into spools, and they extract the metals for conductors. But they are always trying to protect their market share. Another example is, for instance, if you go to the HP site, under the recycle supplies, there's a statement that says, please do not use this program for non-HP cartridge, refilled or remanufactured cartridges. Well, there is a conflict of interest with recycling here, because if you're not going to take back an HP cartridge that has been refilled or remanufactured, so you are not being that kind of environment kind. At the bottom of the screen, this is the address where you can find this information. It's available online. Anyone can get to it. Some of the ways that original equipment manufacturers protect their market share is by making, this actually started happening a couple of years ago. They started making some cartridges show empty even after they are refilled. This is an annoyance that's caused to the user, and by annoying the user, they thought they could prevent cartridge refilling. Some people continue to refill their cartridges even under those circumstances. They also have created smart chips. Smart chips are computer chips that goes into these cartridges that prevent reuse. Basically, when they go empty, they can be reused. Fortunately, the refilling industry has figured ways of producing replacement chips for these chips, but takes time for this to develop and go into production. Sometimes takes 6 months or even more than that. During that time, there is no refill that's possible. Because of that major reason, manufacturers replace the line of products every 4 to 6 months. and with this new line of products, new cartridges, and reprogrammed smart chips. So that's the kind of game we're playing here. Now, if you look at some financial data to have an idea how important ink and toner products are, let's look at financial data, for instance, for HP. 70% of the HP revenues comes from the printer division. It is estimated by Wall Street that between 35 and 45% of HP profits comes from the ink and toner division. So it's very important for them, and I understand how they want to protect their market share. So the bottom line is that manufacturers want to stop your choice. Okay, they make money in the ink, not the printer that they sell you. So manufacturers could be a little more environment concerned. They could produce reusable and durable ink toner tanks. By the way, this technology exists today. Some tanks exist today. Okay, but the problem is they carry the chips, the smart chips, so they should remove that refilling barrier, the smart chips. They should keep the same tank across new printers and changing this very infrequently, only when new technology is required. They should give the user a choice between choosing an original product, a remanufactured product, or a refilled product. And they also can do some more in terms of energy conservation, less packaging, lighter shipment of goods and everything else. These cartridges at the bottom, they are refillable today because there are chips that can be placed in them. So this is a good technology, but we need to remove the barriers that we just stated above. Now, how can you have a successful refill? This is a different type of cartridge that you see in here. This is a cartridge that is an ink tank incorporated with a printing head. Here's the print head. In order for you to have a successful refill, your cartridge, number one, must function electrically and mechanically. Your cartridge should not be dry. How do you, user, accomplish that? Well, first of all, do not use to the last drop of ink. If you use to the last drop of ink, you may damage the cartridge, number one, if you have that kind of cartridge. Please keep the empty in an original clip if it was remanufactured before. This is an original clip, okay? And in a plastic bag, so it doesn't get as much contact with air. Do not touch the contacts on these cartridges. The black cartridges, usually this type of cartridge, can refill about 5 to 6 times, and the color cartridge, you're going to be lucky if you get 2 refills out of them. Keep in mind that eventually any cartridge will fail. Well, how does the refilling of cartridges or the reuse of cartridges fits with sustainability? It's very clear now. First of all, it promotes the reuse of existing products. It saves resources like energy, oil. It's said that to remanufacture a cartridge takes 20% of energy in relation to manufacturing a new one. So it's a labor-intensive industry, so it's going to create employment and develop the local economy. So these all are characteristics of the triple bottom line that people are talking about in terms of sustainability: local, environment, and social. Tempo has some websites that you can refer to in order to get more information in terms of sustainability. You can go to www.tempo we do sustainability or www.tempo-edu-cs. The computer science department also has information on cartridge recycling, so you can contact them for that purpose. Now, you may be asking, what is in it for me? Well, first of all, if we implement a program for refilling cartridges, you, the user, are going to have a choice between an original product and a refilled product. You're going to be saving between 20 to 60% in your printing costs. So this is in relation to original equipment manufacturer. And you actually are going to be playing an active role in the sustainability environment effort. So those are the benefits for you, the user, and in general for the society. At this point in time, I would like to thank you very much for your time, and if you want to contact me in relation to the contents of this presentation, you can reach me at 610-564-3129 or at the email address below, greencartridgerefills@yahoo.com. Thank you very much.